Morning, guys.
My name is Amy Doherty,
Go right in.
and I teach 8th grade mathematics.
Okay, we're going to continue our talk about means, medians, modes, and ranges. We worked a lot with that yesterday. And now the problem that we have is we have 3 basketball players, player A, B, and C. They played 7 games. Now you have this on your sheet in front of you.
In the unit Looking Behind the Numbers, it's our first unit in the Mathscape program in 8th grade. They're coming from the 6th and 7th grade program where they've done a lot of work with data and statistics. So they have worked with means, medians, modes, and ranges. It's not a new topic for them.
Could we just take a quick second, get into your partners, and we're going to fill out the rest of this chart.
The real focus for this particular unit is to take that data, to calculate all the different measures and really analyze the data and look at it with a very critical eye. The focus is really on using the statistics to make a comparison and to use the data to support a particular argument.
And we didn't put, we put 16 in there. And so for player C, what's the high score for player C?
So what did you get for the...
I got for the mean, 17.
Yeah, for the range, 17.
And so for player C's high score, what is it?
The highest score
Yeah.
is 25.
And then, okay, you do the mean and median after the mode and range. Okay, now that you've all calculated the statistics for each of the basketball players, let's put it up here on the board. So for player B, can someone list the scores for us?
The high score was 21. The median was 18. The mean was 17. The mode was 18. And the range was 8.
Okay, for player C,
The high score was 25. The median was 16. The mean was 18. The mode was 14. And the range was 14.
now that we've calculated all of the statistical measures, we're going to use this information to compare the 3 basketball players and find out who is the best player. So, what I would like you to do is on the next sheet, we're going to rank the players according to the different statistical measures. Which player had the best score, the highest score? Gracia.
Player C, and he had 25.
Okay. And who was second best?
Player B, he had 21.
Okay. Third best?
Player A, he had 20.
Okay. Now what I would like you to do with your partners is to rank the rest of the measures. So rank by median score, by mean score, by the mode, and by the range. Take a minute to do that with your partners.
I have player C first. And the second best would be player B with 17.
Okay, let's fill in the rest of this chart. For the median, who was the best in the median? Amy.
B, 18.
Now for the mode, Gregor.
B had 18.
Yep.
C had 14. And A had 12.
Okay, the last one we need to rank is the range. Jackie.
The best was C14, the second best was A9, and the third best was B8.
Why do we have so many hands up? Derek.
Well, because the best score is supposed to be B with 8, and A with 9, and C with 14.
How come?
And on the range, you want the lowest, because that means that they're the most consistent, and they score about around the same number of points a game.
Okay, I'd like you to take a look at this chart and look at the way we ranked everybody. Depending on which measure we look at, the ranking is a little bit different. So I want you to think about that when we start thinking about who is the best player.
All right, guys, I need your help. I know you've been studying statistics, and I know you have a better idea of the data than I do. As the coach of the girls' basketball team, I need to pick the MVP. I have 1 trophy, 1 winner. I need your help. Go over the statistics, give me your best shot, and tell me who you'd recommend for the MVP award for this year.
Coach, do you think we might be able to give it to two different players if they came out to be about the same?
If you can statistically prove that you think that two players are equally deserving of that award, then we'll consider it. But if certainly the statistics show that one player is far more deserving, then we're going to go with one.
Well, there you have it. We have a challenge. We need to write a letter to the coach and let her know who we think is the best player and who should get the most valuable player award. We could give it to one player, we could give it to two players, we could give it to all three players, or we could argue that no one deserves the award because they're all equally as good, or it doesn't make sense to give out this type of award. So you need to work with your partner. We're going to work on some paragraph templates, and we're going to write out a letter to the coach. So the topic sentence up here in our paragraph template will be the statement of who you think should get the award. Okay? To make it a little bit easier, let's call player A, Ann. We'll call player B, Betty. Player C, Carol. Okay. So we're all talking about the same three basketball players. Player A is Ann, B is Betty, C is Carol. So in the first topic sentence you have up here, it's the only one, so of course it's the first. In the topic sentence, in your paragraph template, you are going to write who you think should get the award. Then you need to have 3 supporting details, and your supporting details must include statistics. You cannot say, I think player B should get the award, or I think Betty should get the award because she tried hard every single game. Is there any statistic, any numbers that we calculated that shows how hard she tried? No. Okay? So these need to be based on the mathematical data that we have. I also want you to use the correct use of mathematical terms, words such as mean, median, mode, range, and so forth. Okay? Once you have all 3 of those statistical data, your clincher at the bottom is going to be an opinion that will persuade the coach to go with your argument. Any questions on what we need to do? Great. Okay, let me pass out some paragraph templates.
Dear Coach, in my opinion, I think Betty should win the award. Betty was always ranked one of the highest in the statistics. Her scores were always consistent, and she showed this through her range, which was 8. Whenever she came in second, she wasn't far behind. Her high score was 21, and Carol's was 25, and her mean was 17, and Carol's was 18. Remember the time when she gave pointers to the team and stayed after and helped them work on their 3-pointer shots? Now the team is doing much better. In conclusion, I think Betty should win the award. So do you see any mistakes? I think I should change whenever she came in until it was ranked.
I think that player B is the best player out of the 3 and should get the award because of her stats. The stats clearly show that she is the best because her median is the highest, and that shows consistency in her points. Secondly, her mean is only 1 point behind C, and that proves nothing there for C. Plus, her mode is 18. C's middle score is only 14, concluding that B is the best, not only by stats, but how hard she tries and her consistency to make baskets. Do you see any mistakes?
This is wrong because the median doesn't show. It's the range that shows. If it's low, it's consistently if the range is low. But you wrote median.
Kelly, come on up.
Dear Coach, in my opinion, I think that Betty should be the player to win the award. Betty is a skilled player which shows in her ranks. She is a consistent shooter. I know that because her range, the difference between the largest and smallest numbers in a set of data is 8. She also has the highest mode, the number that occurs most often in a set. Betty's mode is 18, which is 4 points higher than her teammate Carol.
Dear Coach, I think players Betty and Carol deserve the YWA Basketball MVP. Betty ranked the highest in medium, mode, and range. Carol ranked the highest in score and the average. Ann doesn't get it because she came in last in median, mode, mean, but accept the range that she came in second.
Okay, Coach. I believe that player B and C deserve the MVP award. I believe this because out of the 7 games, player C got the high score with 25 points, but player B got 21. There is only a 2-basket difference. Another reason is that the median out of the 7 games for B is 18 and C is just under the basket with 16 points. Again, does a basket really matter? Also, again, out of the 7 games, the mean for C is 18 and B is right there with the 17. 1 point difference. Wow.
Okay, those are great letters. What I'd like to do now is collect all your work, and I'm going to grade them according to the criteria that we went over. And I think you really got a good sense of why we're using the statistics, to really look at real-world data and make some sense out of the statistics that we gather.